Hello guys and welcome to another era of chaos video. Guys, today we are talking about the best free-to-play units in the game, excluding the defensive ones because we already reviewed them not a while ago. And before we start, important notice that I have to make. When I talk about the best free-to-play units, it doesn't necessarily mean that they should be in your PvP formation. A unit can be very good because he or she can excel at specific game mode or several PvE game modes, but you'll never ever use this unit in your formation. So when I say the best, I mean the best overall, not only when it comes to PvP. With that said, let's start with the offensive units. Sadly, in a lot of cases, the best offensive units are either SSR, SR+, and so on and so on, and I'm not including them before in this video because it is almost impossible to max out an SSR unit if you're free to play unless you've been playing for 5 or 6 years. So the only unit I would say is pretty useful, and the only unit worth investing in is the Pit Fiend. In the beginning she can fit almost any formation. She excels in Infernal formation, but she can also work in almost any other formation. So in general, very solid unit, and she is incredibly easy to max out, so keep this into consideration. Another unit that you might need is the Pikeman. This is not a great unit, but you will need his stun in a lot of Trial of Angels events, for example. So definitely just make sure that he is not one of the worst units in your roster in terms of power. Just invest a little bit so that you can have his stun ready. And basically this is it, we are done with the offensive units. Now when it comes to the chargers, I don't really use chargers, and to be honest with you, there are a few chargers that are pretty decent, like the Vampire, like the Champion 9, but if you want to invest heavily in one charger, I would say that the best choice should be the Champion Knight, because he's going to be useful not only in PvP but also in PvE. In a lot of stages you're going to need stun, and this guy provides it, so this is the only reason why I invested in him. Apart from that, the Vampire is a good choice, especially if you're running Necro, he is a must. Apart from those two, I cannot say that there is any other really great free to play charger. When it comes to the ranged units, the first unit that I have to mention is the Grand Elf. She is simply amazing. She is good in PvP, she is amazing in PvE, the must-to-have unit for Dragon Invasion, for some Conflux playing stages, for example Fire, and so on and so on. For Trial of Angels also with Jello, you definitely require this girl, so make sure that your elf is strong. You will also require strong elves in Steadwick events, so definitely your elf shouldn't be weak. Silver Pegasus, another free-to-play unit that is good, but not as good compared to the elf. So first priority is the elves, second priority is Silver Pegasus. Silver Pegasus is a good unit that can protect your elves, especially if you're running heavy rampart formation, then she is a must, but apart from that you can be fine without her. The Master Archer, or the Marksman before Awakening, is another very good unit, very useful for Dragon Invasion. So if you're not really using him in your main formation, that's fine. After all, he is X9 and he easily dies if not supported properly. Then it is going to be okay, it's going to be a good idea just to invest something in him so that he can be strong enough to do Dragon Invasion, with of course also he requires Path of an Assassin emblems. Once you have Path of an Assassin emblems on this guy, and once you frenzy him, he becomes pretty powerful. But once again, out of those three, top priority has the Grand Elf, and the Master Archer has a second, and the Pegasus third. And there is another unit that is really good to invest something in. You'll be using a lot of Soul Mirror, so this guy comes as a necessity in a lot of cases. Also, he will definitely increase your score in the Crypt, so make sure that you have this guy at some decent level. Once again, you don't really have to max him out, but you have to make sure that he's not really weak, because as mentioned before, you'll be needing him in a lot of situations. And the Cyclops. Now the Cyclops, I'm not a fan personally. If you're running Stronghold, then this guy is a must. If you're not running Stronghold, then you can leave him behind. Now I have to mention that recently the Cyclops has been awakened, however I didn't have the time to study his awakening skills and to test them, so for now I would say that if not awakened, if you're running a Stronghold, then he is a must. If you're not, then you can pass on him, even though you can kind of get his shards for free without any issues. And we get to the casters. Now, there are a lot of decent casters, but there are some casters that excel, and they're totally free to play. The first unit that excels almost everywhere is the F2P, probably the best free-to-play caster that you can get. If you're running Inferno, this guy's a must. If you don't have Devil, or let's say if you don't have strong Devil, then he'll be your main damage dealer. If you have very strong Devil, then he's going to be the main unit that supports the Devil. In general, this dude can be used with Inferno, with Dungeon, almost everywhere, because he deals insane amount of damage once awakened, and he supports your Devil if you're running, for example, Zeron on any other character or a hero actually that runs Devil and you want your Devil to shine, then F3T is a must. And on top of that, the F3T is one of the easiest units to max out. He is extremely easy. The next Inferno unit that it is good to have on decent level. I want to say level, I mean power. It's in power level, let's go this way. This is the Magog. This girl is paramount for your success in the crypt. If you have this girl, then your crypt will be extremely good after level 92, because level 92 or 93, I don't really remember, but at some point in the story you unlock this tower hero Drakon, and you can clone this girl and she can deal insane amount of damage with her firewall. So make sure that she isn't really extremely weak in your roster. The next unit, very strong, and one of the best free-to-play casters, if not currently the best, is the Zealot. Very good buffer, extremely good healer. In general, one of the best free-to-play units in the game. The only issue this unit has is that he is X9, which basically means that if you don't have something to support him, he can die pretty easily, especially if you're fighting Dragon Muter or something that's running Green Drake or something like this that can destroy your backline, so you have to be careful. He's squishy, but apart from that, one of the best free-to-play units in the game. And what else do we have? Let's see. We have the Thunderbird. In the beginning, a Thunderbird was pretty good, but now I really don't like her. To be honest with you, you can still invest in this character, especially if you're running a Stronghold in general, then definitely she is a must, and she can be helpful in certain Trial of Angel stages. Apart from that, I haven't really used her that often, to be honest. Let us see whether we have something else. Okay, we have another unit that, like the Era Elemental, it is okay to invest something in. You don't have to let her to be very powerless, let's go this way. You need to invest in this unit because she can be helpful in a lot of PvE events, such as, for example, she can be useful instead of defense. She can be useful in Dragon Invasion due to the fact that she reduces damage reduction. Also, she can be useful in Trial of Angels. In a lot of stages you need her Ice Wall in order to defeat a lot of stages. So definitely you have to shortlist this girl. You have to make sure that she isn't really weak because you need her in a lot of situations. And the last unit, it's like the Cyclops, guys. She has been recently awakened, and I didn't have the opportunity to test her once awakened, but this is yet another free-to-play unit that can be maxed out very easy, especially if you're running Necropolis. You can max her without any problems. The other thing that's important about her is that in a lot of stages you require her silence, so even if she isn't that strong, it is a good idea just to bring up her stars a little bit, let's say 4 or 5 stars at least, so that you can level up her ultimate. In a lot of situations you need it, and in a lot of situations it is going to be, let's say, the recipe for success. If you don't have her ultimate at high enough level, you're going to lose the battle. I am talking about mainly a Trial of Angels. And basically this is it, guys. Let's summarize what we said. When it comes to offensive units, the only choice you have is the Pit Lord when it comes to the best free-to-play offensive unit. Also pay attention on the Pikeman because you will need his stun in a lot of PvE events, so make sure that you awaken him and invest some points, but not a lot, because you're not going to use him in PvP at all. When it comes to the chargers, the Champion Knight, again, you're going to be using his stun. If you're running Necropolis, then it's a good idea to make sure that your Vampire is as strong as possible. Definitely a good unit, especially after awakening. The range units, the Grand Elf is a must. You need to have strong Grand Elf. Also Silver Pegasus, Master Archer, important but not that important. Lightning Storm, it is good to have him at certain level, but make sure that he's not weak, because you'll be needing him every time when you're using Solmir in PvE or when you're using Lightning Storm in the Crypt. You definitely need him in order to improve your score. And when it comes to the casters, the best free-to-play casters, F3T, this is a must. Even if you're not running Inferno, it is good to invest in this unit because it deals insane amount of damage. The Magog is a unit that you have to keep an eye on because she becomes very important in the Crypt late in the game. Also, the Thunderbird, she is just decent. The Silent Snow Spirit, another unit that will help you in PvE Trial of Angels, so make sure that she isn't really weak. And if you're running Conflux, then definitely you have to max her out. And the Witch, she's kind of okay. Again, useful in specific Trial of Angel stages. Apart from that, she's just fine. And the last unit that I didn't miss, I just wanted to talk about him the last, the Zealot. Currently one of the best buffers in the game, so make sure that you have your Zealot maximum fusion. Keep leveling him up, max out his skills. In general, you can use this unit. It doesn't matter which faction you play. Currently, he is extremely useful. Okay guys, I really hope you found this video useful. This is going to be all from me for today. See you next time. Take care and stay safe.
Perfect.